My topic is prerequisites for ocular surgery in the COVID era. As of now, in our institute, we have 200 cases of mucormycosis, so routine elective surgeries are not being done, only exentrations. There is so much pressure on ophthalmologists to start elective surgery even after the lockdown. This, as all you know, that there are, with the Delta strain, there is much more fear and much more contamination and much more rate of infection and infectivity. So what do we do now? Why does it matter? Because ophthalmologists are among the most susceptible population. We have too much information, yet no foolproof method, high morbidity and mortality of COVID-19, and backlog of surgery are what we are juggling in the air to decide what to do for each patient, how to protect healthcare workers and patients. So this, the French Society of Anesthesia and Intensive Care Medicine has introduced guidelines based on a standardized questionnaire and algorithm about COVID-19 to assess patients preoperatively, which I'm sure everyone is doing, and a joint task force of the Chinese Society of Anesthesiology. Again, as very beautifully explained, patients enter one at a time, they wear the PPE, body temperature should be less than 37.3, gloves should be changed in the pre-op area after each patient, and sanitization after each patient. Even in the OPD, this is recommended. Suspected patients are reported to the infection center immediately and referred. So in the questionnaire, there are 5 major symptoms: fever, dry cough, difficulty breathing, loss of smell and taste. And there are 10 minor symptoms also which are taken into account. This has proved to be quite reliable for a general screening. These are the minor symptoms, and this is the protocol that is being followed. More than one major symptom and more than 2 minor symptoms, definitely you go in for further investigation. If the test is positive, then you consider the HRCT on the 8th day and the second PCR test and all. If there's low suspicion but with contact, again you can decide whether to test or not. In our country, we have to consider there are paucity of testing kits, there's paucity of PPE. So please be very careful to save yourself and the patient, and not to give in to pressure, at the same time not deprive someone of the surgery that they so require. This is what has been followed by the task force, and it has proved to be quite effective. What are the challenges? For us, it's money, money, money. We are a government medical college with a huge influx of patients and a huge backlog of cataract cases and patients willing for surgery. In between, we were doing so many surgeries when the lockdown was lifted, but lack of resources. So we maximize whatever we have and make sure that we do not contaminate anyone who comes to us in house. So the standard SOP has been dealt beautifully. Ideally, daycare procedure, except in cases of ROP and congenital glaucomas, mandatory COVID consent, and in emergencies, at any time they must be done. Lens-induced glaucoma, single-eyed, legally blind patients, mature, hypermature cataracts, pediatric cataracts, congenital glaucoma. When should you not operate? You preferably avoid GA because of aerosolization, nasal procedures, avoid camp surgeries definitely, and decrease. These are the guidelines given in 2020, which are still evolving. So that time they had said HCQ prophylaxis, but there are wonderful guidelines in there. There should be an empty OR, COVID dedicated OR. There should be multi-speciality, which is adept at dealing with COVID-19. Again, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, how much you differ is all this thing. What I really liked, all this retrofitting of dynamic UV and ultra filters to HEPA, reduction of turbulence in the OR. Apparently, this really helps if it's possible. Minimize opening and closing of doors, moving of the machines, use the same machines for the same thing. Physician consultation must be taken to rule out any airway pathology, particularly pneumonia in such patients, and screening should be done. So choose the quickest possible surgical procedure, avoid GA unless it's mandatory. You prefer tropical anesthesia, PPE, whatever you can provide, and positive ventilation, no 2 patients together, 20-minute gap, sanitization between each patient, the 4-minute thing. So prefer topical anesthesia. And again, aerosolization during phaco. There are some studies say it's not that much, but there are concerns. So why not MSICS? Another of my favorite topics. So you can consider that. There are points to ponder. The conclusion that's overwhelming, and it's still not over. There are limited resources. You have to channel them wisely. So these are the specific surgery thing. Keep your guard up. It's not over till it's over. We are fighters, and kudos to all the ophthalmologists and Indians. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. 4 minutes up.